Here's how you can spend 2 days in one of the most diverse areas in the country, Olympic National Park. This guide actually skips one of the most popular places in the park, but I promise it's for a good reason, and I'll explain later. You're going to start off by driving from Port Angeles to the Hurricane Ridge section of the park to hike the Kalani Ridge Nature Trail. You're going to do the 7.5 mile version of this hike because the 3 mile version is actually way harder because it's so much steeper and the views are not as good. I will say the hike is pretty challenging, so if you're not looking for something difficult, I would do the Hurricane Hill Trail. It's only 3 miles in the same area, and you get pretty good views of the Pacific Ocean like this. After hiking at Kalani Ridge, you'll drive about an hour to the Lake Crescent Lodge for lunch and a hike. The Lake Crescent Lodge is seriously my favorite national park lodge I've ever been in. The food is incredible and it's such a peaceful place, and I would love to stay here next time. You now have the choice of jumping in the freezing cold Lake Crescent here or hiking to Devil's Punch Bowl, which is what we did. To hike Devil's Punch Bowl, you'll drive 20 minutes to the Spruce Railroad Trail and do the short 2 mile round trip hike. You have to jump off the bridge if you come this far. The water was freezing cold in August, so I can't imagine what it would be in any other month, but it's honestly kind of refreshing if you've been hiking for a while. To end your day, you can either go home if you're really tired or go watch the sunset at Hurricane Ridge. We didn't get any video of it, but you'll want to start off your day 2 by going to Fogtown Coffee in Port Angeles. Then you're going to make the hour drive to Duc Falls. Duc Falls is definitely one of the best hikes in the park for work to reward ratio. It's not a hard hike whatsoever, and when you get to the end, you're rewarded with this incredible waterfall. After Duc Falls, you'll drive another hour into Forks and take a picture with the sign, of course, before heading to La Push. Here you're going to hike to Second Beach. It's probably my favorite of the 3 because you can get these incredible sea stacks and it's not too hard of a hike. After Second Beach, you'll want to go to Rialto Beach for the hole in the wall. Make sure you check a tide chart and time your visit with that. If you go during a high tide area, you won't be able to get to the hole in the wall, and you also won't be able to see any of the animals in the tide pools. After this, I would spend the rest of your day driving up and down the Pacific coast and not going to the Hoh Rainforest. We thought the Hoh Rainforest was the most overrated thing in Olympic National Park. Honestly, the forest at Duc looked very similar to us, and we didn't have to deal with this line coming out of it. We got there early enough to not deal with this, but if you came later in the day, you'd be sitting in line for over an hour for some average hikes, and granted the trees are beautiful, but you can get very similar feels for way less work. You can find my complete guide to Olympic National Park that does include the Hoh Rainforest on our account if you go click there, but otherwise this is what I would do if I only had 2 days in Olympic National Park.